Okay, this one is going to be a quick one. You know that really gorgeous fog effect that you can get in Minecraft? The one where you can just make out what's behind it, but not really because it's murky. I get so many people ask me how you do this, so I figured, let's do a quick tutorial. Now these things normally go in the floor or the ceiling, but I'm going to go sideways because then you'll be able to see it better. Because with these things, you need a bit of room. What you need are tinted glass blocks, any colour you like. The different colours give different effects and we'll explore that in a minute. This is my fog viewing box. I'm going to put the layers of fog into this so you can see how it's structured. And the actual process is quite simple. I'm going to place a layer of this stained glass. This is actually light grey stained glass, but you can choose whichever one it is you want. I'm then going to leave a block gap and I'm going to place another layer. And then I'm going to repeat it one more time, leave a gap and place another layer. And if you look through the front, even with those 3 layers, we're starting to get that fog effect, but we're not quite finished. We're going to place one more layer. And you can see there, that 4th layer has given it a much more foggy effect. I'll put it back on it and you'll see what I mean. I've placed a layer of red glazed terracotta at the back and you can see the layers right there. And when I look through the front, it looks really quite misty. That is the basics, but there's a lot more to it than that. Let me show you. Things can get quite funky when you start to change up the colours of the layers. I'm just going to change this back layer into brown stained glass and you'll see the effect that has. And just changing that one layer has made it quite different. You can see at the back, I've got the 3 white layers, but the back is brown. The effect is different again if I change a different layer, not the last one, but maybe the second one. So the second one's now brown and the rest are light grey. And the effect again is very different. And this got me thinking, we could actually have a right old play with this. Let's try. I've got a viewing box now made out of quartz with sea lanterns at the back. I'm going to place my blocks here white all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers this time. Let's see what that does. And I'm going to have all of this entire row here set out as white stained glass. And what I'm doing is coming across the box with a gradient. So the first is white, the next is light grey, then I've got light blue, then I've got grey, then I've got 4 blacks. And I'm going to gradually shift these colours across. And what we end up with is a gradient that looks like this. And if I fill those in, we should see something interesting. What you get is a gradient effect. If you look in my side window, you can see I've changed it up all the way from the back so the light colour slowly starts to move across the front. But it's not complete, it doesn't work yet. So for this to work, I've got to make it wider. And that's because the trick is to have the layer of glass that you can see, the one at the front, be all the same colour. And the front is entirely white stained glass now. And if you look, you can see, well, it's extremely misty. You cannot see those sea lanterns at the back. If I come to the side, you can see we've got several layers. Too many, really. I'd recommend you have no more than 5 or perhaps 6. But if you look at the front, you get a very effective misty effect. Plus, you can see the gradient and those edges of the blocks are lost ever so slightly in the mist. And you can decrease the amount of space you need by removing the air blocks. This is kind of the second technique. It means that you've got less space used up. I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's quite as effective, but you can always try it if you're limited on space. This is the same structure but without those air gaps between the layers of blocks, and you can see the edges of the glass so easily. And on the left hand side here, where we've got white stained glass all the way to the back, it doesn't look like there's any graduation at all. It's just one sheet of white stained glass. You can see the sea lanterns so clearly. If we come to this side, you've got this gorgeous fog going all the way down to the back. You can't see the sea lanterns at all. I know which one I prefer. If you've got the space, it's really worth it. This floor is made out of white, light grey, blue, yellow and black glass. And there's a really obvious gradient moving across. It gets much, much darker to this right hand side. Now you could leave it that way, or you can just decide which one you like the best and use that across the entire floor, which is personally what I like to do. Just like I've done here, I've got 1 layer of black, 1 layer of light grey and 3 layers of white stained glass to make this effect. The floor is made out of quartz block just to emphasise that whiteness, and I think that looks like a gorgeous, misty, foggy floor. Really experiment with the colours, it makes a huge difference. These 3 are exactly the same except for 1 layer. This one has had the 4th layer change from light grey to red stained glass. And this one has had the 2nd layer change from white to light blue stained glass. And you can see the effect is absolutely massive. Let me know what your favourite combinations are. I'd be really interested to give them a try. Write them down in the comments below. I hope that tutorial has been really useful to you and you do some amazing smoky stained glass ceilings and floors in your next builds. And I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.